So I wanted to show you two more things just again to help you get a full spectrum of the types of options available. I would want to really deeply work with you guys to customize this based on what makes the most sense. So far we've talked about different styles of homework questions. The other thing that we have available is a lot of faculty just want something they can assign to students to make sure they've read the chapter and have some baseline of knowledge. And they don't necessarily want students to focus on, heavy problem solving skills yet before class. So what we have available are what we call our pre-class modules, and there's one per chapter. I'm going to open this up and let you see for Chapter 2 as an example what this looks like. Many faculty use this as a small portion of a grade, just kind of participation, and again, they assign it and have it due before class starts that day. Students will actually go through and they'll complete a set of questions, 6 to 8 questions at a time. You'll see that these are multiple choice. Students will get the option of picking 2 answers if they're 50-50, or 1 answer if they're confident that's the right answer. As they go through, you'll see that I get some feedback on if I'm right or wrong. We've done this intentionally to make sure that students will go through a full set of 6 to 8 questions first, then we'll review it and give them a new set of questions based on how they performed. So what you'll see is I'm going to click through these fast so that I can get to the next section. So now that I've finished that set of questions, we'll go back and review. At this point, we take students through each of the questions they did, and we not only tell them what was right answer and the wrong answer that they picked, but then we give them additional tools if available. So for example, we'll give them information about that content to help them learn. So we're pretty much taking stuff that would have been in the textbook or maybe in your lecture notes and putting it within the same module so students are seeing it all in one location. So students would go through and do this for every single question. And then what's going to happen is the system's going to generate a new set of questions based on how they just performed. The goal is that students are working towards 100%. That is what we want them to do. The way that they do that is by actually getting questions right and confident. So if they get it, I'm sure, and then right, and it's correct like this, we start to mark that as what we call mastered. And then that question will be taken out of their question deck. But if they're 50-50 and they get one of the answers right, we don't consider that they have mastered that question, so they'll see a similar question or this question later in their deck. At all points, students can see their progress. So right now, if I stopped, I'd get a 48% in the grade book. You can see I've mastered 2. There's 10 questions I haven't seen, 2 that are incorrect, and 7 that I'm in progress with, meaning I've had like a 50-50 chance on them. So students can take different varying amounts of time. At least 30 minutes is kind of what we recommend to set aside. However, if they read the book and they prepare ahead of time, they'll get through this a lot faster because they'll master the questions the first time around. So this is a great way to kind of have a gaming kind of environment, but allow students to practice and get some baseline knowledge. And the idea is that they can actually see these questions and the information before they come to class. The other style of question we have available are our news questions. Where you can learn more about those is back in our assignment manager. When we go through here, what I'll do is say create a homework, and we'll call this news questions. You can use these in class or with your students as homework. What you'll do is click on book and change the book. You'll click on current finance news as the book that we want to pick from. Now you'll see that I have 3 topics: corporate finance, investing, and personal finance. And then sets of questions that are available to me. And you can click on any of these to see. They'll have the date on them so you can see that this one was literally uploaded about 2 weeks ago. There's an article, there's a synopsis, and then there's questions assigned to it. So you could add this in, there's 176 of these right now, and put this as part of your homework assignments with the other questions from the end of a chapter. You'll also see that when I did the change book, you do have options to pick questions from other textbooks. So you could use the Burke and DiMarzo textbook and pull in some questions from that book if you'd like. We do see faculty using other books as part of homework assignments or quizzes just because it's mixing it up and making sure that students aren't just getting used to the ones that they've used over and over again. So hopefully that helps to show you the news and then the study modules that could be used prior to class.